All right, all right. I'm sorry. Good morning. I'm a little late. I had a bunch of things going on that I had to navigate. I hope everyone's feeling well. Um, my name is Scott Redler. I am the Chief Strategic Officer of T3Live.com. Welcome to today's 6:34 Club. I know. Tomorrow, actually, no, tomorrow I'm not going to be on time. Tomorrow I go to the city. I'm speaking on a panel, so I might be doing the 6:30 Club from a car. It happens. Anyway, with that being said, last night China was the big news. They unleashed not the bazooka, but a pretty big size stimulus package and had the Shanghai up 4%, the Hang Seng up 4%, Shenzhen up 4%. And, so it's helping our markets a little bit. People are going to try and figure out the narrative. Is that going to, bring inflation back? And is it going to drive commodity prices higher? As of right now, things are up this morning and the response is pretty well. And if you have been accumulating the FXI or the KWEB, like I put in my report this year saying just buy it every month like the S&P, and chances are it'll create some alpha for you at some point. You're feeling pretty good about it. But anyway, let me say hello to some of my dogs around the world. What up, Neve? What up, Grand Rapids, Michigan? Hey, you know what? I did a bunch of bar mitzvahs there back in college. I went to SUNY Albany. I used to go home and do bar mitzvahs on the weekends twice a month as I was president of my fraternity to pay for school. Didn't want a bailout. Wanted to make sure that I paid for my school and didn't have debt and didn't burden my parents. That's why I get a little upset when I hear about all these bailouts and paying for shit. I almost died because I was at a party on a Friday night. I remember it was a Sigma Nu Alpha Phi mixer. Like I can go to the party and then wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and drive home and do 3 bar mitzvahs for the weekend as an MC. And I fell asleep and crashed my car. And thank goodness I walked out of it. Anyway, that's another story for another time. But just shows the hustle. With that said, let's move on. We got David. We got everyone in the house. So, all right, let's get going because I am a little late. So here we are. Here's a chart of the SPYs. If you guys remember on Friday when we pulled back a little bit, I'm like, as long as we hold this 564, 565 area above the 8-day, can't get too bearish. Then yesterday you had a little bit of a higher low. And now today, SPYs are up $1 and change. And, things are trending well. When things are trending well, you can look for very specific stock action. Today might be interesting too. Today the Qs might actually, do better than the SPYs, but we'll see. This 485, 486 is kind of like where most bears were saying a double top, but all in all, the Qs held 478, little 3 days of inside action, and chances are that gets taken out. Right now, the SPYs are up $1.30. The Qs, what are you guys doing? Up $1.66. So everything's up a little bit. I will say, the small caps and the bios were a little, what's the word? Disappointing. Yes. I got stopped out of the XBI yesterday. Yes, it happens. I was playing the XBI for a move to get above 103 to have some momentum, and then all of a sudden, it broke. So what do? Do you say, oh, I thought I was going to be right. I'm going to be right. I'm going to talk like I'm right. No, you friggin' stop yourself out. You lose a little bit of money and, you roll your shoulders back and you move on. Okay, that's how you trade for a living. Use stops, not excuses, right? Anyway, with that being said, the IWM also not as bad as the XBI. Didn't even get to the 8-day, so I could see why you wouldn't have got stopped out of there yet. I did say yesterday that energy is looking better. I do think energy could be a place to be the next few weeks. Obviously, at this point, uranium stocks are doing well. Nuclear stocks are doing well. XLE is kind of, wedging in here. What's the XLE doing today? The XLE is up 85 cents. So it's not like running away. But I do think there's some alpha there in the next few weeks if you want to be in energy. Especially if China starts consuming again, they're going to need commodities. Hey, there you go. Put 1 + 1 together, right? So this is the alpha team. This is everybody talking, hanging out. These are my positions. I come in. My biggest overnight is actually Tesla, so I'm happy about that. Everything else I've been kind of massaging. I've been massaging Amazon since like 178. The port strike has it down a little bit. I'm going to stay with that. Probably buy more. Dash has been one of the best swing trades in a while. Guys brought it to my attention from a few different funds, and technically it's acted great. MSOS I bought yesterday because I'm a glutton for punishment. We'll get to that. NVDA, NVIDIA will be interesting. Can NVIDIA wake up? Can it wake up? If it's going to wake up, it might wake up today, and then it's really going to be about what happens with Micron on Wednesday. I do have options in I'm long some NVIDIA. I have some options from Friday, the 118s. I have some Soxels on, so I'm hoping the semis get a push, even though they're not leading. I'm long a little Netflix, which is a pain in the butt. Reddit's been decent. CORZ, what a trade that's been, and DraftKings. So anyway, that's what I got besides some options. So here's that. Why is Tesla my biggest position? Well, Tesla closed really, really well, had a lot of strength. And it's good to see that it's getting a little upside follow through. It's up 374. It was up 5 before. I trimmed a little bit. I always trim when you have a gap up in your favor. So this way I could add to it or, buy a dip or just say that's good. I showed you guys yesterday how Tesla's weekly chart, is nowhere, just kind of waking up. So I would think that, why can't Tesla at least get to this 271 area, and still be nowhere. This thing was at 299, 312, 336. So it's just starting to go. The narrative is starting to switch a little bit, obviously around the robotaxi of about, AI and AI robots. And anyway, it's I'm not going to try and make like I know exactly why Tesla's going up, but it's acting well. And if it's going to act well, I'm going to try and be involved. Usually it moves well when it has the technicals in its favor. And right now, you know what I say, when you're above the 820 one day, there's momentum and you could be in it and you could massage it. So anyway, what's this next little spot here? This next spot here for Tesla is, what is that? That's about 258. That's reasonable. Anyway, I sold some. I'm going to hold some. I think, for today, it'll be interesting to see what they do with NVIDIA. NVIDIA is getting really tight. It's been a pain in the butt, to be honest. It's lagged. But if you look and put things in perspective, it's still hanging here. It still looks pretty good. Still, above this area. It's just not showing any power. That sell imbalance is done. So it'd be nice if we can get above yesterday's high. This is 117. Really, I would say, in order for momentum to happen, and it's going to need some volume, and it's going to need to really, actually, there's a bunch of little spots here. If they take these pivots out today, I think we'll make a lot of money, but, might be on hold till Micron Wednesday, but we'll see. So this is 118.62. Gets above that, I would think that anybody short covers, and, I feel like there's buyers higher, but we'll see. As far as other semis, Avago's been doing pretty well. This SMCI, if you guys remember, I told you guys not to be short on Friday, and yesterday it was up 20 points at one point. Still not great, but maybe you could try and fill this gap through 487 at some point. This thing has been absolutely annihilated. I remember playing it, and it was awesome. And then last time I tried to touch this was right here in this red dog reversal, and it's been beat up. So anyway, time and place. So we'll see what happens there. Now, as far as Micron, this was my target actually. Look at that, 95, down from 157. So, if it's a little better than feared, maybe that'll help the semis on Wednesday. We'll see. What's everybody else doing over here? Let's see. These are some of my dogs talking. They're asking me, what's Todd? If TSM is running today, hard to see NVIDIA being left behind. That's true. 3 weeks until the robotaxi. Yep. Meta. Yeah, Meta. Meta was I told you guys, Meta was, a month ago or more after the August 5th low. This was your August 5th low, wherever that was. I'm like, this is going to be the first mega cap tech name or Mag 7 to make a new all-time high. And here we are. How did you play it? I probably could have done it better. I had some options on. I probably should have been really long on this day when it closed well. But anyway, it hit a high of 573. I'm down to 25% of this in my power plays. Power plays is a great product for those who don't want to decide on pushing the buttons themselves. I just kind of tell you what to do and where to put your stops. But anyway, that's that. So what could be next? I was kind of thinking Netflix could be next. It's a pain in the butt, to be honest. But it does feel like at some point it can get a little stretch. At some point, you get a real trade over this 711, 715, and you blink at 725 and you make some money. It's above the 8-day. It's been tight here. I am long some. We'll see how that goes. I did watch Tulsa King on Paramount. There's definitely other things to watch streaming on. Like I have shows on Apple TV. I have shows on Amazon Prime. So they're not the only game in town. So I see why it's not like a blockbuster, you know, boom. Neo, okay, I'm in Neo. I have a lot of options. If Neo can get above, what is this, 570, I would think this is what? This is 605. This is 627. Yeah, go for it. I have, what do I have on here? I have Neo. I think I have $6 calls on that I bought the other day. Unfortunately, I didn't keep the stock, which was dumb. But anyway, I have the $6 calls on. Anything out there directly? There's some talk about, like, how Boeing is in talks with their unions, et cetera, et cetera. Something's going on the docks, the containers. So I think there's potentially of a dock strike. So Amazon, which obviously does a lot of containers, is off a little bit. But either which way, I'm going to buy that dip. I've been buying Amazon almost every other day, every dip since it was a power play, 178, 179, on its way up to this zone. So I would think that today Amazon's dip could be buyable. I would think. I haven't done anything with Microsoft. I said yesterday, I think 427, 430 holds, and hey, look at that. It held the 8 day. I didn't just come up with that, out of thin air. I'd said it because it was a spot. It's still, pain in the butt, not great. AMD, okay. You know what? AMD is interesting. I haven't traded AMD in a while. If the semis go, maybe AMD wants to get above, what is this, 160? I think that's it's a good thought. It's a good thought. Let's see where AMD is now. This is 160. This is 162. Doesn't really matter what that is. It's going a little sideways. Yeah, you know what? Let's see. What's AMD? AMD is what today? It's only up 60 cents. So here's AMD. 157.30. What's yesterday's high? 157.19. A little bit above that. Yeah. You know what? Why not? We'll see. AMD, though, you got to make sure you see the complexion of it. I would think this is a decent setup. What's this high here? 157.45. If it gets above and stays above 157.45, you try it. If it doesn't, or if it gets above it and fails, you try it and get out. So I kind of like that setup. I might put that up. I'm going to look at that. I'm going to look at, I'm in NVDA, and I'm going to see AMD. That could be worth a shot. Earnings are tomorrow and what? Oh, semis are waiting on Micron. Yeah, that's true. Apple. By the way, no one's call was better than Red Dog's call for Apple. On Friday, I said everyone's friggin', cheating for a buy and bounce. I'm like, it was just up 3-4 days, and it dropped from whatever it was, 132, was it? Down. I made a little bit of money yesterday. Oh no, 233 down, and now it's up a little bit because obviously if China's gonna have some stimulus, maybe some people buy the iPhones, whatever. 225.81. So let's raise this a little bit. This is now 225.81. I didn't take it at the end of the day, though. I should have Apple, and I don't. I apologize to the Alpha team. But you guys are actually giving me a hard time about it. You guys got to just let me do my trading, and either you want to be in or you don't want to be in. It's so hard sometimes. Everyone's got an opinion, but it's my job to drown out the noise sometimes and just try and trade and do my thing. What did you just ask me? Yeah, SC. Nice move. Wow. Not everything is Meta or Amazon or Tesla. This, wow, technically looked really good. You can find stocks off the bean path that look great. Look at this Dash. My friends gave me Dash. Wanted me to take it into earnings, and I didn't. And then that happened on August 5th. Started accumulating a little bit here, and now I'm still being told that earnings are going to be super. The institutional support is going to be there for the next few quarters, that you could be a lot higher than here. So don't lose sight of Dash. Dash could be dashing. ARM and AMD for you today. Okay. What else did we want to? Oh, DraftKings. I would have thought DraftKings would have been a little bit better yesterday. Sometimes, you get a little cold feet into a downtrend. So we'll see what happens here next time. This is 40.49. In order for this to get going, it's got to get above and stay above 40, 49. I have options, and I have stock, actually. Oop, I put that in the wrong spot. Even though I don't condone betting, and the stock market is not a huge casino, it's a place to build wealth. It's a place to, to compound money for college. It's a place to have a living. If you're strategic and have a routine that you love because you have to do it every day, if you just wake up and say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, chances are you might get lucky once, and then that'll be it. Anyway, IBIT, yeah, IBIT looks good. Crypto itself, I think, could work its way up into this quadrant. We've been in this cores, which a lot of people that did my open house over a week ago started buying with me below 10. And now it's on its way to a new high here. I've made really good money in options. I'm still in the stock, and I'm just massaging it. Anyway, with that being said, Polymarket, Peter Thiel, rumored token drop. I'm not playing. I am not doing the altcoin game. Sorry. I'm not going to talk about them either. Too many people get hurt because they don't know how to sell, and these altcoins fall 90% in bear markets, and people get their asses kicked. No thanks. Anyway, it's all good for you. Natural gas, yeah. Remember, I was on with Liz Clayman. I'm like, you could accumulate UNG through the summer for a move in the fall. Well, hey, this was your summer accumulation, and now look at it on its way to 1750 UNG. There you go. Congratulations to everyone who did so. Sometimes I'm just a chief strategic officer, and I give you guys as many tools as you can to make money, and I lose sight of it. It's all right. Happens. That's my job. My job is to be the chief strategic officer, do trades, go on TV, and actually MC some Rocktoberfest now. Anyway, a little bit of everything. So just because I'm not in something doesn't mean it's not going to work. I put out 40 different active charts, and I might play 7 of them, and there's 33 others for you to pick and make your own if that's what you're looking to do. Anyway, what's it doing today? UNG is up another 12 cents. All right. CCJ, I would think this is buyable on dips. This is kind of uranium type of nuclear play. You don't need to be in all of them, but you probably have to be in some. Some guys like Red Dog, why'd you buy Oxy? I'm like, if energy's any better, I think I could buy this just for go out to December, just in case. Anyway, nothing great there. Say chief strategic officer 3 times fast. No, Ken, it's okay. It's too early in the morning for that. Anyway, 652. See what happens here again with the SPYs opening up a little bit today. If you have a bunch of overnights, like I have a bunch of overnights, what you want to do is you want to trim into strength. So if they pull in, you could buy it back. If they keep going, it's okay. You book some and you still hold some. That's what we call trim and trail. That's why we use a tier system. All right, guys, I appreciate you. Good luck today.